Yeah, if you want to.
Sure, I can do it.
Like this would be handy to like, if we get Left 4 Dead going or something. But
Yeah, until then. So we're just gonna have a regular old podcast.
yeah, yeah.
I'm down for that. Oh, that's that one.
Okay, everything seems to be working fine.
There. We're good. We're going.
I'm just gonna pull up Twitch.
Your audio's still really low.
Mine?
Really quiet. Yeah, can you bump up your audio maybe on Discord? If that's possible. Or in OBS. I can barely hear you. Scott, can you chime in, buddy?
Yeah. That's my volume.
Was I quiet the entire time, or just when I load up the game?
No, the entire time.
Is it better now?
Hang on. Got a huge delay going.
Alright, hello.
That's better.
How's that?
I'm just watching the stream and see how that goes.
Hello.
Yeah, that's better. Way better.
That's way better?
Yep.
Okay.
So right now you're streaming your desktop?
Yeah, no, I'm doing, I just opened up Dawn of War here.
Cool.
Alright, 1 second. Drew, could you send me a link to the Twitch? So I can't seem to find it, and I can't be arsed logging in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Oh, we don't have a link on the website?
There should be.
Man.
If not, that's one that I just happened to forget. Like,
Yeah, no, not there. There's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook,
I'll
and
that,
Instagram.
Yeah. Closed. I'm just gonna have this randomly just in the background. I'm not gonna be playing seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
I don't see us there either.
What did you say, buddy?
I don't see us.
Where?
On Twitch.
Oh, okay. I don't know either.
Can't even find us.
No, we're definitely there. I had it open.
With the dash?
Hmm?
Is the dash there still?
Yeah, I'm not going to bother opening in case it trips something up, but I'll look into it afterwards.
Yeah. I'll keep looking
yeah.
while we're whatever. I'm ready to go whenever, though.
Yeah, no, so am I. Just give me 1 second. I have this just loaded up. Right. Considering this is the first proper test run, it's been a massive fucking pain in my ass. My name's Zoltan, this is Drew, and that is Scott. We are the team of Everything Nerd. I'm talking to no one but ourselves.
Pretty much. We'll build it up as we get there.
Yeah. Firstly, what are you guys playing?
Scott, you want to go first on that one?
Yeah. I like to tell the tale. I just finished up Botany Manor. Surprisingly, fell in love with that game. A little just puzzle game. It's all based around growing flowers from a seedling, and but they're all really intricate steps you got to take to make it actually blossom. It sounds silly, but it's really just a procedural puzzle game, and I love those.
Huh. Interesting. I've got a usual grind of a nightly event with Predecessor, Siege, and then currently a bunch of embargoed stuff I can't talk about. That will be featured later. EverythingNerd.com. Everything.
Yeah, we got some couple of things cooking.
What about you, Alden? What's going on with you?
I am currently absolutely hooked to 2 games right now, and one of them I'm 20 something years late. I had it as a child, and I just found it too much going on. I got very lost all the time. Couldn't follow the story. Found it quite difficult, actually, to be honest. Kingdom Hearts.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was kind of like not really into it before. Like I like I love the concept of it. Years like I'm a big Final Fantasy guy, and I like Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Like older Disney stuff, not whatever slop that they have now. So I think I bought it. I bought the 1.5 and 2.5 editions. They're like basically extended editions. To be honest, I haven't really deciphered it. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me at all. There's like a 3.5 and a 2.8, and like I really don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's super Japanese with how nothing can make sense. But I'm really enjoying it. I kind of came. It kind of came to me when I was a little bit stressed, and I found it just very fun and easy, and like the story was quite fun. I had one goal and that was simply to get. I'm a big fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, right? And it's one of the few games where you can actually explore Halloween Town. I love Tim Burton. Like Tim Burton is awesome, and that gives me the opportunity to explore it. So I've been literally grinding for the past 16 hours to get there, and I got there last night. Actually, last night was a really good night. I'll explain that in a minute. I happened to buy a game called Kazan the First Berserker, or the First Berserker Kazan, one or the other.
First Berserker.
The First Berserker Kazan. It's the same thing, but orientation wise, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the most difficult games I've played in a long time. It is basically the Elden Ring DLC difficult. Which is great. Like it's very rewarding, but it's not unfair. It's very fair. And last night I was playing. I like to bounce around before I go to sleep, so I've been stuck on Kingdom Hearts for probably a few days, putting in 30 minutes to an hour. Are you guys familiar with The Little Mermaid?
Yes.
Yeah, very vaguely.
Yeah, Ursula, the bad bitch with the tentacles and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm in a massive boss fight with her, and it's been quite hard. Like she's like 60 feet tall, and she's like shooting lightning out, and she can suck you in, and you're like a mermaid. You like your body changed when you went to this area. Very weird shit. But like it's very, very difficult. And on Kazan, the First Berserker, I got stuck on Viper. He's a Dragon King boss. And my third try on him, like 2 days ago, I finally beat him. I'm like, fuck yeah. But, like a Souls-like game, he had a fucking second stage. And I had dick all health left. And no potions.
You're dead.
And I was like, I died. And then I spent the day after dying. And then last night, I put on Kingdom Hearts. I finished Ursula on my second go, and I was like, fuck yeah. I got to Halloween Town, and I was like, even better. And I was like, let's keep this gravy train rolling. And I was like, all right, let's turn on First Berserker. Got Viper on my third go. And my missus is asleep beside me. And like I was quiet as a mouse, but I pulled the blanket off and I went ha 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 ha. What the ha 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 was in my brain.
Victory.
Yeah. So I've been playing these games. I actually put on Metro Exodus yesterday, just on my PC, just to see how my new RAM is doing. Running the game on Ultra.
And
yeah, perfect. Not a hitch. I got a new monitor as well, and I wanted to test it out. I've actually been troubleshooting the brightness for like a day and a half. The whites weren't sitting very right with me, and I finally got that sorted yesterday as well, which is it's pretty good. I realized that I was just rambling there, talking about me, myself, and I.
Well, we're gonna get into it here shortly, but I was also playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. But we can talk about that in a bit.
Yes, he has. He has the big old howdy doody.
Yes.
before, like, yeah, we'll absolutely, like, let's just dive into that in a second. I do want to, like, so I've been monitoring their stock for quite some time, like, not even before any of this bullshit was coming out.
Sure.
And it was like, it's constantly like in flux, like going up and down. And the last week you reported on Everything Nerd about the price drop. So they said in the art, like, I think Insider Gaming, whoever you quoted from, they were like, it's dropped down to double digits. It's been double digits for months, if not a year or more. But if you actually looked it up today, when at the time of your writing of the article, it was, I believe, €12 and like 30 cents or 50 cents. It's now sitting at like 8.60, 8.90, something like a euro around that. So it's gone to singular digit, like whole digit, not including decimal point. Which is really bad. Like,
You gonna buy in?
no,
Buy the dip.
Buy the dip, dude. Buy the dip, and then get in.
Right, with the way Trump is doing these tariffs, like, I'd say wait. I'd say wait.
He's gonna continue to
It'll
drop.
go $3 maybe, like with 10 cents being involved. Yeah, but that leads us into like the first topic.
Yeah.
'Cause we're all adults, we don't have all day. This is our first test stream, and I'm really enjoying myself so far. But the thing with this is, like, I said this to Drew the last day. Like, how do we compare, like, Ubisoft as a whole and like some of their franchises, like mainly like Assassin's. Let's just use Assassin's Creed as just as a prime example. Like, let's go back to Ezio, right? And just the caliber of games that came out, even up to Black Flag. Like, the characters were, to me, seemed to be far better written. Like, if you compare it to like Odyssey, like Alexios, I liked Alexios, but to like critics and all that, it seems Cassandra was written far more better. And they've been doing
the focus.
The focus. They've been focusing more on putting in their efforts to highlight a person of color or their sexual preference, rather than just good storytelling, right? Like, one person gets trumped over the other, and just the fact that like the games were like back Black Flag and all those older ones. They were always massive game of the year contenders, right? And they didn't put in so much effort. You didn't have 2 hours of credits. You didn't have controversy swirling around everything. I mean, like, ever since we went to the Xbox One phase, it seems like there's been controversy about nearly every title. Like, Origins had I can't remember his name, but he was in Ubisoft Montreal, where he got caught banging some of the fans, cheating on his wife, and he got fired, or left of his own accord, one or the other. Yeah, but like, in terms of like game as well, like, there was always an upgrade system for armor, even in Assassin's Creed 2. But there wasn't like a Borderlands level of loot, like of useless, cool looking loot. You didn't need 120 hours to finish the game. I'm putting my hand up. I did a great review for Valhalla. I put in like 80 hours, 70 hours, and I was still nowhere near finishing. And then I got to review the DLC, the one where you go to Valhalla.
Ragnarok.
Like, I didn't even get close to finishing that. Like, it was just too
No,
long.
me either.
Like, but I'd love to hear.
Just huge.
Yeah, I'd love to hear you guys.
Right now, because I'm playing Shadows, right? Like, I have so much gear and so much loot dropping on a regular basis that I'm not even touching half of it, because what I have is already more powerful than the loot I'm already collecting.
Yep.
But when you take a look and you go back to Ezio is still like the Assassin's
numero
Creed.
uno.
Absolutely, right? He'll always remain the star.
Yep.
So I think one of these days I'm gonna have to do like a ranking system.
Yes.
But that's
I'd love to, like, let's do it like a live. And
yeah.
I'll give my 10, you give your 10. Because we're both big,
down.
I will shit on Ubisoft a lot, but I'm a Ubisoft.
Rightfully.
I'm old Ubisoft big stan. Sorry, continue.
Sure. So when you take a look at the very iteration, the very beginning of Assassin's Creed, and you get into even Altair becoming the very first Assassin's Creed. Like, man, I remember going, okay, cool. I love that game. Repetitive as all fuck. It was so, yeah, me too.
It was
so
repetitive, but
right?
I was a teenager.
The
like early
story, though,
teens.
dude, the story, right?
Yeah.
The story was there. Then, okay, we go from 1 into 2, and then 2 changed. Like, 2 changed the franchise.
Yeah, and
Like,
Brotherhood.
They figured this out.
Yeah.
Right? Brotherhood comes along, multiplayer. God
But
damn
even
it.
the
where's
story,
multiplayer?
like, it just... Everything. Like...
It was fantastic.
You
Ezio had a whole trilogy with himself. Then we get to Connor. Didn't care for Connor.
No,
Give me straight up.
yeah, he sucked.
Boring.
No, I don't know
did
if anybody really cares for him.
I don't think so either, Scott. So when you
His
take a look
DLC
at
is
the old
really weird, but otherwise
versus,
pretty unremarkable.
yeah, no, for sure. When you take a look at the old Assassin's Creed series versus today's Assassin's Creed, there's such a different divide between the franchise, right? So now I would say the back half. So now we're talking like Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Mirage, and now we're into Shadows. The back half is 5 freaking games.
Yeah.
Like when you think about that, okay. So we take a bit of a break when we get into Origins. I loved Origins. I thought Bayek was a fantastic fucking character.
He was sick.
I thought he was incredible. We get into Odyssey. Greece isn't really normally my thing.
I
had a
fucking
good
loved
time.
it. I loved
Yeah,
it.
you did?
I loved it. So, Greek
Big
mythology
wars.
is my fucking thing.
Dude.
I love it. I loved Origins too, though.
Oh, Origins, I thought Origins was sick.
Yeah.
So we get into Odyssey. Big change over there. It's bigger than Origins. Right?
Yeah.
Like it was freaking huge.
You couldn't think it
Then
could get any bigger, and they did.
Well, Valhalla was just I'm 150 hours into that game and I haven't completed all of it.
Nope.
Right? Like
I'm not even
it
fucking
was
close.
just
I'm close. The main
so
storyline.
much. Oh yeah.
Main
I finished the main
storyline.
story.
Yeah.
But man, okay, so the main storyline wraps up. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Right?
Am
So
I
then they're
Loki? Am I old? Like what?
Oh, so then they go, okay, let's give you DLC to close that up. Well, why didn't you just close it up in the first place? And then even when they went back, the DLC was just this little venture and you just teleporting between area to area to area to area. I'm like, this is not the same team that was years ago when Assassin's Creed launched, right? And granted, I understand that people are going to move on. They're going to go to different studios. One head's going to switch to another and everything. The hand keeps changing, right?
Yeah.
Within the studios, and especially when it comes to a size studio like Ubisoft, where they have 30 freaking studios, that all of them have a piece of the pie when it comes to working on Assassin's Creed. I get the sheer scope of it. Now, let's back up real quick. Real quick. Just launched. Reviews just came out on Blueprints. People are talking game of the fucking generation. That is not multi-studios. This is a couple people, I believe, working on this game. So do we need Ubisoft as a huge conglomerate of studio?
No.
When you get Blueprints, just comes in and steamrolls right over Shadows.
Look at Vampire Survivors from Ponko. Wasn't that a very small team? Like it's just it's these small teams that really move everything forward. But that's why it's so bizarre that you need 30. And then nobody wants those games anyways when you put 30. I just, speaking for myself, I look at the games that came ever since Origins and they're just so big that I just don't even want to attempt it. And that goes for all the other Ubisoft
It's fucking daunting is what
Far Cry's
it is.
the same. Far Cry's drowned itself.
So just to jump in real quick, my review went up today for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Everything-nerd.com. Go take a look.
You're gonna know.
So in my title is the Assassin's Creed Challenge. Will I finish the game?
Great title.
Like
though.
that's my, but it's true because I'm 20 hours in. Like I didn't finish the game. I put a score on it as a tentative score because I haven't finished it.
No.
Will I ever get back to finishing it? I think so, but it's so.
But it could be a year from now.
fucking big.
Oh,
It's
can
huge.
I ask you something though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it inflated because of loot grind? Because that's my most hated thing ever. Is when you add
A lot
loot
of them
grind into
have
it. And my dagger isn't level 80, but this guy's level 89. Now I can't do it. I hate that so much.
That's been a lot
So-
of the games. I don't know about Shadow. Sorry, Drew, take over.
No, Shadows definitely got that loot. That's why I said half the loot I'm collecting right now doesn't even match
Yep.
where I'm at, because the loot I have, I'm actually a better level. So there are certain drops that are
Break it
cool.
down.
But then you can go in to customize it, and then you can select that piece of gear instead. So now my Noe looks different than her last previous outfit, right? I love doing that shit. I'm so into that stuff. I love the loot grind. It is one of those things that it hooks me in, and I keep going. But when you get into it, it's just like, dude, I was 20 hours in, I'm still waiting to play as Yasuke.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
That's nuts.
I haven't even seen the other dude yet. I'm like, what's going on here?
Brass tacks. Did they
Yeah.
when they said that they need to change things? Did they just fucking do that? Like, did they fix that? Where like they're because in promotional material he was the front and center, and then after the multiple layer 1 backlash, layer 2 backlash, layer 3 backlash, and by the time layer 4 they started making them smaller in posters, and then some of them they removed them completely.
So
Do you think
I
it was
don't know,
intentional?
'cause-
Now they can sell it in China.
well, it's an interesting position Ubisoft to place themselves in, because fans from the series from inception have wanted to go to feudal Japan, and then we finally get there, and the freaking backlash is huge. It is just monstrous.
Well, I
This
mean,
guy
you
can't
go to
climb walls.
Japan, you want to play as a Japanese samurai or ninja, not some fucking African dude. Nothing to do with race here, but like, what was the logical thing behind that fucking decision? It was to fucking bend down to fucking suit other people's needs, and to fucking virtue signal yourself as good people. There is a fucking a plethora of fucking ancient Japanese samurais and ninjas that they could have drawn from. But a guy the fact that they tried it, their historian tried to change Wikipedia pages and got caught saying that he was more than he was.
Insane.
In reality, if you were to put it into like modern day terms, Yasuke was a golf caddy. That's what he was. And he was respected as fuck. Like, he really was. But he wasn't a samurai. He carried whoever's fucking samurai sword. He polished it, that sort of thing. He wasn't a slave. He married a Japanese woman, which is all true. But he was not some fucking big mythical warrior, legendary warrior. There is an Irish Englishman, born in Ireland, raised in England, that was an actual samurai. And that's what the game Nioh is built on. He was actually a samurai. They didn't fabricate anything, and then you go along with the whole thing with they did such 3,000 people working on the game, and no one looked at the architecture and were like, hey, hold on a second, guys, this is Chinese architecture from that age, not Japanese. And no one fucking was like, out of all those people, no one was like, there's something wrong here.
I wouldn't have noticed. I wouldn't have known the difference myself. I'm not a historian to pick up on that stuff. At the end of the day, I'm playing a game that I'm enjoying. Right?
True,
like,
but if you're pushing the game to be historically accurate, and Ubisoft do this all the time. They're like, we want to get all the way back to Assassin's Creed 1 or 2. No, 1. Altair had the crossbow, and they literally said that because of historical inaccuracies, they couldn't put the crossbow in, which was a blatant lie because they couldn't develop it properly. And then they pick when they want historical accuracies and not. But the issue with the whole Chinese architecture is, and with their historian lying, is that they were pushing this agenda saying that we're drawing from historical accuracy. They got caught. And then the Chinese and Japanese architecture on top of it, it would just show the lack of disrespect to the Japanese people. It got so bad, the Japanese prime minister came out and gave a talk about it. A prime minister of a country.
Unheard of over a video game, right? Like, it's just been.
Now,
I don't know.
I feel bad for Ubisoft, but it's their own fucking fault.
Yeah. But when it comes down to the game, I'm playing another Assassin's Creed game, which is essentially just another Assassin's Creed game. But I'm having fun going around, being stealthy, killing people. But yeah, it's definitely a grind. But Scott, getting back to the whole, it is huge. It is so freaking big.
Compared to Valhalla, how big?
parts of me feel like it's just as big. They say it's not, but it is. They say it's in this in between stage, right? And there is so much that I'm 20 hours in, still opening up other quests, like other. So you know, you get your main list of targets. I just opened up a whole other faction of targets. I was like, where the hell these guys come from? Oh, it's just like, oh shit. Like, this is gonna. I'm gonna be a while. Like
that scares me. I don't want to play it.
There you go. Well, that's the problem.
Too much for me.
I can't be playing these games after games that are 100 to 200 hours. I mean, like, I'm like, it's hard to juggle them. Like, I will when it goes on to Ubi, like, you know, like if it's heavily discounted, which I assume will happen in a few months. But like, probably. There's better, like, to me, and this kind of rounds me into like a part 1.5 of the question. Like, there's such a thing right now where, like, I even actually said this to people at work today. There's such a strong wave bash against AAA games. They're all struggling to hit, but it's the AA and the indies that are killing it. Like, there's like if looking at, like, Ubisoft is a great subject matter because
they're so big.
They're so big, and they haven't really got a win, really. Mirage didn't hit for everyone. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't, like, it reminded me of Assassin's Creed, like, you know, Ezio's trilogy with, like, the mechanics and everything. But he's not a cool character. He's boring. Like, the Far Cry series has just tanked itself.
In Mirage, you mean? I don't even know the guy's name. In Mirage, I can't recall his name even.
He's in Valhalla.
Oh, is that Bayek?
No, Bayek is that's Origins.
That's Origins.
Okay, no.
I think it's with an M. Go ahead.
Here's an interesting stat that I came across today. Let me just figure it out here. Games with new IPs. So this came out of GDC. Okay, games with new IPs capture less than 5% of game hours today. Less than 5%.
That's fucking. But it makes sense.
Terrifying.
Look at Steam. Steam is like,
it's terrifying. Why would you want to make a new game right now?
There was some game about being a drug dealer that on Assassin's Creed Shadows second day that it beat it like 10-1, and then another game that is something called.
I got that press release. Actually.
Oh really? There was
I
another
ignored
one.
it. I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Something else had something to do with a banana, and that was like, it was getting 4 or 5 times more players than Shadows.
So here's the thing. Like, let's take a look at last year's Game of the Year.
What was it
Astrobot.
again? Yeah,
Astrobot.
I don't.
Much smaller game though.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I agree.
Look at the size of the game. I think that's one of the other issues is how, like, you talk about Assassin's Creed, man, they're so big. And some people are like, yo, I want a big game because I'm only going to buy 2-3 games a year. I'm going to buy my Call of Duty that comes out every fucking year.
Game Pass.
Then from there, I'm going to pick up, there's Game Pass now, especially now, right? Or there's my sports game that I'm going to pick up every year, and then 1 or 2 others. So all of a sudden now, your year is full because you're still playing Call of Duty or Warzone, whatever else you're doing over there in the multiplayer, right? Sports just doesn't fucking end. And then Assassin's Creed is going to carry you through 100 hours. That's why I put in my freaking coverage. I expect to be 100 hours.
Yep.
Play
if not more.
I'm going to be, I'm in for another 100, and DLC is coming. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
There is?
It's just... there's a whole season pass and shit, right? Like, there's other stuff to get into. There is a somewhat of a battle pass in here too, so there's like daily challenges.
I read that in your article. Yes.
Holy shit, man! I'm just like, what am I getting into here? And then they're supposed to launch the multiplayer this year too. The multiplayer though has me a little nervous because what the rumors we've had or have heard on the multiplayer is it's Assassin's Creed. Pardon?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Assassin's Creed meets Fall Guys. I was like, I don't know about this.
That's just more Ubisoft being fucking retards.
Well, it's specific. It's just talking about eliminating people being around. It's not going to make you jump on hexagons or anything.
Yeah,
but what are they doing?
I'm very curious to see how this plays out. I don't know. I'm very curious to see how it plays out.
Maybe that's their last stand on a battle royale. You're the last assassin standing and eliminates so many per round. I don't know.
I
Like you could do that with Hitman. That would be an interesting thing as well.
Oh,
But
Hitman's so
why?
good.
their fans are shouting out for the return of Splinter Cell. They're shouting for
Oh my goodness.
a real return um, of Prince of Persia. Now, granted, the last Prince of Persia, the 2.5D came out, was fantastic, and they really
So
should have
good.
been applauded because they didn't just do the regular Ubisoft slop with the map and everything. Like they really tried something different, and unfortunately, it didn't hit for a lot of people. But like people want to go back to the third person Prince of Persia games. Prince of
Yep.
Persia the remake has been in development along with Splinter Cell, what feels like forever. I didn't have any gray hairs when these were starting, and I believe what at E3 or something many years ago they did unveil a trailer for Prince of Persia, and it looked like mid console 360 title, like during this whole
Yeah, they
consoles.
rebooted it, took it away from the. Who was working on that? I can't remember what studio, but they took it back into Montreal. Montreal's
Was it
rebooting
India?
It was Mumbai and Pune, and I think there was a
Thank you.
third one. I can't
Yeah.
recall the third one.
So yeah, now they're back in. Montreal is taking over, and they're rebooting.
But
that, 'cause it was-
Montreal seem to be doing everything. Like, are these people like they're
know, man.
consistently part of the main
Siege too,
development
right?
team? Go,
and
sorry?
they're doing Siege, and they're doing Siege. Montreal's the Siege team.
Is that the official flagship studio? They must be.
Yes.
In my mind.
Yes,
Yeah,
they are. Yeah, and Ubisoft FR. But like,
So.
just to bring it back, like,
You want to get into other games from Ubisoft? 'Cause we
Yeah.
can talk about
like
Star
Rainbow
Wars
Six.
Outlaws.
Oh fuck
Not
yeah.
doing well. But it's like I had a good time playing. Dude, I liked Outlaws. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. I know it's not perfect. A lot of people freaking hated it.
Yeah, like I
It's
loved
actually
it,
how
but
much downloads I right now.
we actually got to go to the studio.
Yeah,
And
we were in
like
Toronto,
I've
yeah.
worked on a show with the lead actress, Humberly Gonzalez. She's a beautiful looking woman, and they made like whatever
They made
Kay
her look like
Vess was
shit.
meant to be. Some fucking
Dude, she was blurry though. Like that's what blew my mind away. I was like, why is she fuzzy? Like she's just got a blurred texture to her. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
yeah, the hair like was like there's something out of the '80s there. Like your parents were fucking doing a little bit of and just party in the front, or party in the back,
think-
business in front.
I think people just wanted the Jedi game and they didn't get it, and that's part of the issue.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard. Like they do get ripped apart for everything to do, and for most part, they deserve it in some ways. Like the
I
staff
still
never.
like
did.
Star Wars.
Yeah, I do. I have a love-hate relationship for them. I want to see them return. To what they were, because they were top tier.
One of my favorite studios of all time.
Yeah.
And man, have they shifted.
I've been playing their game since Rayman on the PS1. Like, it was my first Ubisoft game. Loved it. And
Avatar?
they ruined which Avatar after the 360. I actually didn't hate it. Like Avatar,
Yeah.
James
Well,
Cameron's
now-
Avatar.
No, the newest one. The newest Avatar out of
that-
Ubisoft.
I got
Didn't
bored.
hit
Like,
well
that-
either, right?
That was Far Cry Primal. Like it was okay.
It wasn't
love
though.
it.
Far Cry Primal was so good.
It was fantastic.
I-
Everybody wants a sequel. I don't care what anybody says. They should make a sequel to that.
Yeah, like it
To
was
Primal,
fine. I just
or-
got bored. You know.
I got
Um,
bored in Avatar.
Yeah, like I actually enjoyed the old one for the 360. It was repetitive slop like as well. And don't get me wrong, the newer one, like graphically, it was gorgeous, and I did have fun running
yeah.
around as a Navi. But the story sucked. It was terrible. Like Ubisoft can seem to you go once again going back to like the 360 days and the PS3 days. Like they hit everything: the gameplay, graphics, story. They hit
Yeah.
everything. Now they have beautiful engines. Like Shadows looks gorgeous. The seasonal change. I
The
think,
world
is
looks gorgeous.
It's
Back that up. The
Yeah.
world itself is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Some of the cutscenes, some like, that's a little rough looking at that person.
Yeah, I mean, and you can talk about like the voice acting and all that, but like they can't seem to nail down
miss.
anymore this like a good story or good characters. Like I really don't know
Yeah.
what's going on in like the depths of the company, because if they can just iron that out,
So, so one of the issues with Shadows is that because it's so big, I lost what I'm supposed to be doing within the story. It's the story of revenge. Simple as that. And you're going out to take out the targets. That is it. And I'm like, I don't know who any of your people are. I don't really care. I'm not connecting with them all. But the gameplay in the world is beautiful. The gameplay for me is fun. That loop, the grind, the stealth, sneaking around. But the kill animation, if I kill one more person as I leap over and slit their throat again, I'm like, I've seen this already 100 times.
There's not a variety. There
There's
was
a
a
couple
decent
here, a couple there.
variety in the older ones, though, right? Like even
That's
in Odyssey, there was.
Yeah. Oh man, I still see some Odyssey stuff. It was funny because I'll get like a highlight of Odyssey content, and it never. It always pleases me just to watch somebody go boo, and they just launch them with the super kick off of a ledge.
Yasuke has that now, apparently. Like he can kick
Yes,
little
he
tiny.
does.
But like,
I wouldn't
wait,
know because I haven't found them yet after 20 hours.
Scott, where's your head at with all this?
I think of the Yasuke being just such a missed opportunity because they could have, like, they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't, because it's like they can't make him appear and fight like a samurai because it's just completely
He can't.
not
He
accurate.
can't even
and
parkour, apparently.
they wrote themselves into be accurate. That's the problem. It's like they can find a way of making it still interesting in another stealth way, you know, adjacent to being a. Well, samurai isn't exactly stealth either, so again, there's a couple things happening at once, but it's.
Well, I mean, Ghost of Tsushima, stealthy as fuck.
You can't even sneak up to a guy and execute them as Yasuke. I've seen it. He just face me and then hits you with a giant club. And I'm thinking, like, the race problem wasn't an issue. Now I'm looking at it going, really though?
Exactly. It makes no sense at all. Like,
I don't know how you write Yasuke himself. I don't know how you write a black man to be that in the Assassin's Creed at all. Maybe that was their first mistake.
it's like
to your point,
making a
it's
game
that-
about Canadian history and then having an American be the main character. Someone that grew up and was born and raised in America, and then they're the central. Like, it's just mind-boggling. Like there was like no one looked at this and like, guys, is this really it? Is this like the dual protagonist? Cool. Japanese woman. Like we got Ghost of Tsushima. You know, I thought it was gorgeous, good, decent, fun. But I thought Jin Sakai was one of the most dullest characters I've ever played in my life. And like, we know Ubisoft have been capable in the past for writing,
For sure.
unbelievable characters. Ezio, Altair, even, like, people can say what they want about him, but he started it all. I love these characters. The mysteriousness, awesome. But like, even villains like Vaz, like, one of the most iconic villains. He makes the list in nearly every top 10 best villains in gaming. Vaz is always there somewhere. I mean, like, where did all these writers go?
Insane.
Like, what's the definition of insanity? Any gamer knows where that comes from.
So
Yeah.
here's the next problem. We wrap up with Shadows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hexy's coming next, which is supposed to be this witch situation. So, like, where are we going now with Assassin's Creed?
That's what I was going
Bro,
to ask you.
fuck if I know.
Where do you want it to go?
Well,
I like the
So-
assassins. Like, assassins, not bounty hunters, witches, big
So-
black samurai.
do you guys remember back in like the early days of Assassin's Creed, the Apple of Eden, and then you got the whole like
the precursor race.
they're
Yeah.
here, they're back in Shadows.
Why?
And I was just like,
Why?
this part hit me. I was like, so all of a sudden now I'm this silhouette of a figure, and this voice is talking to. I was like, oh, we're going all the way back to Adam and Eve now again.
Like, Assassin's Creed 2 is when that came up first.
So that's what, like, I got a gist of that on top of everything else that's fucking happening. And
I couldn't even tell you where that story was going.
I have no idea. I thought they would have pulled it in. They
It was
never
cohesive for a while, and then they killed Desmond. And then
Yeah. I
think
in
that's where it
Assassin's
goes
Creed Black Flag, you were just some no-name protagonist walking around a Ubisoft office. Let's call it spade a spade.
Yeah.
and you're getting like non-cohesive little dribbles of information, and then by Valhalla I was like, well, fuck this, like I don't fucking have a clue what this shit is. This guy Odin, or is he Loki, or is he fucking Thor? Like, I mean, what's going on? I don't know who they are. I don't know who I am. No, that they fumble so hard. So, go ahead, Scott.
The whole Animus sideline is really just some like loose webbing to kind of pin them all together to make it an excuse to jump to another time frame. So, like, I get it, but at this point, we just don't need it anymore. We'll just call the Animus of whatever program. It doesn't even matter. You don't even need to put the Animus into it whatsoever. But it's to justify whatever time skip jump. So I'm still thinking, where's the next place you really want it to go? Because I'm okay with it taking place in different scenarios, changing up the time, because that could leave the rest of the formula intact that I do like. But then again, well, where are we going to go from here? Are we going to go all the way up to Watch Dogs, and they really just mingle now in the modern day?
That's a great point. Like modern day Assassin's Creed, like there was so many hints in Watch Dogs.
Oh, it's not even a hint. Like you shoot. Well, Yves Guillemot is the bad guy, or one of the Assassin's Creed.
Wouldn't we all like to do that?
Well, you get it's like from the Brotherhood.
Oh, a mission
by name. Yeah, and then in. There's a bunch of.
Is this Watch Dogs 1 or 2?
1.
1, okay. I didn't like 2. I thought it sucked.
I didn't like 2, and I didn't stick with it at all.
No, me either. I gave up really quickly. I thought I tried like 3 separate occasions.
I was a spider bot for like more than 20 minutes. Like,
yeah.
No.
But like, I don't know. Like, sure, you like. I'm a massive Assassin's Creed fan, but like, you would be the resident Creed dude. Like,
sure.
What? Like, clearly everyone knows my opinion, but like, where's your head at? Like, where do you want to? Like, are you as confused as we are?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm fucking lost at this point, right? Like, I thought Shadows had an opportunity to bring it home, in a sense. Like something like, we came home a little bit with Mirage, right? It was much smaller. It was much tighter. and much more, kind of compact. And we were
returned
able to
to form.
Well, exactly. It kind of was. So. It kind of was, but at the same time, it wasn't. And then all of a sudden, now we're over here. It's just like, holy shit, man! I don't know. It was a half step,
and everybody went, "Hold on, let's go all the way."
I loved Mirage. I 100% of that game. I had a great time playing that game. I freaking loved it.
I enjoyed it. I think I gave it an 8. I probably got 65% done. But the story just didn't do it for me. I enjoyed the parkour. I loved just fucking around. I thought it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
The only thing that had me going was the Jin aspect. You know, seeing it creep around, and you know, that was like slowly turning him into what we see in Valhalla. I thought that was kind of cool. But like the tertiary characters, the side characters, this didn't fucking do it for me. Like, it was just fucking.
No, I was hooked.
Just boring. Yeah, like that's like I haven't been hooked to a Assassin's Creed game properly since probably Valhalla, but like I was so invested because I spent so much time. But like Odyssey, I was hooked. Like, I could not put that thing down at all, and I didn't even buy it on launch. I actually got it like the day before Valentine's Day, like a few months after it released.
Yeah,
and I couldn't put it down. The DLC was amazing.
I had a harder time getting into Odyssey. It was one of the hardest ones for me to get into and to push through it and wrap it up.
Yeah, but I can see that.
To your question though, like what can they dude? Like, what do they fucking do now at this point? Like, I'm ready for them to. They're not going to, because they have so many already lined up and in the books. But take a break. Just take a break.
Yeah.
Like,
right? I think we need to go back to the. Hey, we need to take a couple of years off, rethink our focus on Assassin's Creed, and rebuild it. Because now, like you said, our next one is Hexy. I am now terrified to find out what this is. How is this going to tie into the Assassins?
That's not.
Where is the Brotherhood? Right? It's supposed to be this year or next.
No, what I mean with the whole Tencent coming in and now them having a say on properties. I don't see that coming out. I see that getting severely delayed, if not cancelled.
Hexy's gonna get canceled. You think they're gonna cancel Hexy?
No, there's a possibility. Just everything everything that we thought might happen has been flipped over its head with the 10-cent deal. They have they have a say in everything. They've lent Ubisoft over $1 billion.
What a move! What a weird move.
And like Tencent don't have the best track record, and they don't care about Ubisoft's DEI bullshit. You know, like you go to any, you go to any Ubisoft studio, and you're gonna see a fucking 15-foot long rainbow staircase in the office. Like they're not gonna care about any of that. They're gonna be like, all right, make a good game, make us money. You don't make us money, you go bye bye.
Well, at the end of the day, that's all we want, though. Is we just want a good fucking game.
I want Ubisoft of old.
I will never get it, dude. I don't think we'll ever see that again.
No. Those talents have moved on to other studios, or they've lost their spark. But you know, it is what it is.
Well, it may just be a matter of time and time changing everything. Like the Splinter Cell was great until
how is this taking that long?
You know, whatever it was. It's been 20 years since they put out that original trilogy that we all fell in love with. And those people are just likely not. Maybe they're not even in the industry anymore. I don't know.
But like regarding like Splinter Cell, like this remake's been in development for what seems like forever. Like this shouldn't take this long, right?
Well, so they only rebooted it about 2 years ago because they weren't able to come up with the true story and the concept, and now they're into a whole like reboot from the ground up, building the first one to seeing where they can go. I think what they're doing now is basically what Konami is doing with Metal Gear. I think that's where Ubisoft is heading with the Splinter Cell franchise. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing remake the Splinter Cell.
Have you heard of the rumor of the open world Splinter Cell? That's a nightmare scenario to me, and that's just Ubisoft throwing it away.
I'm intrigued. No, but
like that's going down Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
Like I don't want fucking 200-hour games.
No.
I don't want a flaming whale.
No. I'm fucking tired, man. I'm tired.
What if they do a Splinter Cell and it's an RPG and there's number and grind, like loot grind? Oh.
That would also, unfortunately, would not surprise me.
That's my fear.
Like I'd rather just see the reboot. Give me the reboot and put Spies versus Mercs in it. I want a multiplayer.
Like, what's wrong? Like, once again, like all the Splinter Cell games have been less than fucking 20-something hours. Like, Conviction is like considered one of their last great games.
I like Blacklist. I enjoy
Blacklist is what, like, you know, like
Double Agent's probably my weakest one.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
That's I didn't like
Conviction was my favorite, hands down. Well, we had another topic, but I think we've discussed quite a lot, and maybe save it for next time. Do you guys like? It's getting late. This was a test.
Yeah.
What do you guys? What do you guys feel?
Yeah, it works for me. I'm gonna go bugger off and play some Siege probably.
Yep, I'm gonna get ready for bed.
Gonna go do what we can to support Ubisoft, regardless of how I feel.
Yeah,
I'm amped up. Like I'm like, let's go.
I'm at the end of the day, I'm rooting for them to fix their shit. I think that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah,
we believe in your studio. We loved what you guys once created. I'm still playing your games today. Like I said, I'm off to go play Siege. I'm 1,850 hours into that game now.
But like, they're fucking XCOM Siege game. Who the fuck asked for that?
I did. I want that fucking game. I will play the shit out of that game. I cannot wait. I was talking to our friend Nate the other day about this because he's like, we're now bouncing this around. What do you think? I'm intrigued. I like XCOM. I like those Gears Tactics. Who thought Gears Tactics would have been a good game?
Gears Tactics was dope. Game. Like I do like squad shooters, but like,
can they pull this off, dude? Siege of old days, right? Rainbow Six of old. Send Alpha Team, Bravo Team, boom, boom, boom. Okay, ready? Go. Poof, you bust in the doors this way. You're going in that way. Everything breaks in. You throw a flashbang. Everything's set up. This is how you bring that back, because we have a story through Siege, but it's so freaking convoluted, and you're going against Deimos, and he's going up against the Rainbow Six team, and it's just this, that, and the other, and they give you little cutscenes here, cutscenes there. New operator drops. Okay, now how do they tie into the whole overarching freaking storyline and all that, which is cool if you're able to piece it all together. But if you're someone new to Siege and just coming in, you're like, what the fuck is happening here? Doesn't matter. Go shoot that person and barricade that wall.
No,
right?
I mean,
That's basically what it is.
What about all of us that are like, can we have a Vegas 3, please?
Well, what about Patriots? Remember
yeah,
seeing that trip?
Yeah, cancelled.
Right?
Yeah, that looked cool as shit, man. What is it? Was it
didn't it?
the Brooklyn Bridge or something they were on? They're all
Oh,
repellent.
man.
Like,
I thought it was the San Francisco bridge.
It could be, yeah, it was some big fucking bridge,
Yeah.
like a famous bridge. But like,
Yeah.
Golden
I don't get
Yeah.
because they have so many studios, right? Like they could literally make this like the XCOM version of Rainbow with 2 or 3 of them. But the way they've been doing things, they're probably going to have like 6 studios working on it. It's going to have 2 hours worth of credits, and like go ahead.
Next year when we're on the podcast and I finally wrap up Shadows, I'll tell you how many studios come up.
I think we can wrap it up. If anyone is actually watching, we should be back at 9:00 next Wednesday, and then after that, we're going to change it to earlier ones just to see, our target audience. Are we hitting more viewers, which way or the other? And I'm going to be just rambling like I always do. So I've been Alton.
I'm Drew.
And that's
Scott.
There you go, Scott.
We'll work on this.
It's yell my name like a Pokemon.
Actually, that's actually kind of funny. All right.